Alright, hey everybody, how is it going today? So, today I've got here Idaho and the Peregrine Falcon. So, in my lackadaisical research, I was looking this up and I found that this is like their bird of prey. So, it's not their state bird, but I had already committed and already announced it. Funny story about the Peregrine Falcon. They're all over Missouri, all over the state of Missouri, and that was initially going to be what I got tattooed instead of these guys. But I went with the wren, the house wren, and the northern cardinal instead. Thank you all for tuning in. So let's get to it, right? As I've mentioned before, what I usually start with to get everything outlined is the .05, if I can get that to focus. It's not going to focus. .05 pen to get things going. It's just an easier line to make, and then I can add that line weight later as we move through our illustration. I was hoping to see some falcons this weekend because the plan was to go down to Kentucky to do some climbing. Unfortunately, the people that I was going to go with had been exposed to somebody who had COVID. So this is like one of the first cases that I've like had experienced with someone potentially contracting the virus. But they're getting tested today, so hopefully they haven't been showing symptoms, but hopefully they're all right. So we're pushing that trip to a later date. So I'm going to be kicking in Chicago for the weekend, which is a nice surprise. Again, we're still using the .05 pen to get that initial line down, just to make sure. You know, something I've done in the past with drawing with the smaller pen is that when if there were to be like a little hiccup or a little mistake, going over with a heavier line weight can mask that mistake or the little happy accident, which is what Bob Ross is all about, little happy accidents. I've heard that Merriam-Webster decided to make irregardless a word, which is funny, but it also ruins a joke that I have going with a buddy of mine, Christian, who we travel together quite a bit. So you've probably seen him on some of my live sessions that I've done in the past. But trying to commemorate our friendship, because it is a unique one. It been able to do a lot of traveling together, seeing a lot of cool places. I've had some very interesting and strange, terrifying experiences together. But I wanted to get the word irregardless, which is not, at the time wasn't a real word. I wanted to get irregardless tattooed on my butt to kind of commemorate our friendship, which is an interesting one. But now that the word is a real word, kind of makes it moot. Bird feet. Not good at drawing these things. Not my favorite. Fortunately, I've been able to kind of mask them enough with some shading after I get done with the initial drawing of it. So the next outline, my next favorite pen that I mentioned before, is the .2. Such a solid pen. I do like the .1 as well, but I noticed that the nib on this compared to the .2 is because I don't know, there's just a little bit more stability in this one, so I can actually get finer lines with this pen than I can with the smaller pen, because the nib bends over and it just kind of like, it's an inconsistent line weight, and I don't want it. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't fun. And this guy, I don't know if you've seen me wear once or twice. It's this weird glove. It's typically for the iPad, but I like to use it because it allows my hand to slide over the paper without smudging anything if I'm making longer straight lines. It's very handy. It's like, you get off Amazon, it's like $10 or something. So, let's see here, Mr. Falcon. I'm going to actually go over hits. So this part becomes super redundant for me because I end up just tracing over the bird so many different times to get the effects, the line weights, and not even the smaller details just yet, but just the straight up outline, so I can get the line weight the way that I want it. Like I said, if you look at the cardinal, I outline everything in like a bold line, so it adds like it almost separates it from the paper, you know, from the state. So that's what it's been my go-to style, at least for these birds, and I'll do this sort of effect for other pieces that I've done, but definitely for the birds, to create that separation above the state. I'm just gonna go ahead and start this bold outline. Usually I wait till, you know, the end to do it, but I think I'm gonna do it now and see what pops. You know, sometimes like doing this allows me to see, okay, this is where I need to add more shading, less shading, or not less shading, because you can't undo that. You can see like I didn't follow the wing all the way down. I just staying along the entire outline. I'm not trying to make every line here bold. Down to his head, so there's still like, you can still see there's some separation there. That looks better. That looks a lot better. I'm actually really happy with that. And just to make sure I get a good like contour of everything, there's gonna probably be some shading through here. And that cross hatching, just to make sure that we're creating this like the roundness of the body, and it's not just like flat, because it ain't flat. Birds aren't flat. Very, very interesting. Constantly learning, constantly trying to figure it out. I definitely don't know what it is I'm doing most of the time. So this is definitely like an experience to be had, like a consistent experience. Like, I don't know what it is I'm doing, but I'm gonna figure it out as I go, and if I make a mistake, well, I'll figure out how to use it to my benefit. Look at that. It's a good old Peregrine Falcon right there. These are really cool looking birds. Used to be a whole bunch, like I said earlier on, the beginning of the stream, growing up in Missouri. See them on the highway all the time, sitting on the like the road signs, like next exit, or Old Appleton, next exit, whatever, you know. They were just chilling out there, hunting. They're really freaking neat. I'm pretty happy with that. Dope. We got the Peregrine Falcon today, ladies and gentlemen. Wingspan up to 3 feet, can cruise at a nice 200 miles an hour. These are beautiful creatures. I had a lot of fun drawing this one. A nice old bird of prey. Thank y'all for coming out. I'll catch you later. Bye.